Okay, I am an architect, but I also like to do photography. But the full title of this presentation is An Architect with a Camera, Maybe Not What You would Expect. Now this first shot is probably what you might expect from an architect, picture buildings, urban spaces, that type of thing. I like to go a little more unusual with my photographs, but before I get to there, I wanted to show you this one. Because I think this house is just absolutely gorgeous. It's down in Smithfield, and if you ever get a chance, take a field trip down to Smithfield, have lunch at the Taste of Smithfield. Great new little shop down there. This is Lewis Ginter Garden outside of Richmond, and this is getting a little bit closer to the shots I like to take. A little bit more unusual perspective on things. This is a great great garden and great photo opportunities there. This shot is this shot actually got more interesting to me as a reflection shot when I turned the photograph upside down, or rather turned the building right side up, and then the lily pads that were in the water became upside down, and this to me makes kind of a really interesting perspective. I really love the composition that I got out of this shot. With the figure in the foreground, the reflection of the glass sculpture on the water and the shadow, the submerged lily pots under the water. I thought all these various elements came together really nicely in this shot. Obviously, Ginter Gardens, there's a lot of opportunity for taking flower photographs. This is one of the better ones that I like here. The sense of motion that you get out of this. The lighting on it, the way it kind of progresses from the front of the shot across and through to the back. Now this shot, this is one of my favorites of that trip. To me, this shot looks more like fireworks than it does like flowers. Fireworks, you know, they burst very quickly. Flowers obviously kind of open very slowly. But when I see this shot, I see that motion. I see that burst of motion. Nature always also provides lots of color and composition opportunities without having to paint a painting. The color green that was in this bog was just outstanding, and the gray of the branches crossing over that, I thought made a really great composition. Sometimes nature can be used within a composition. This one, you know, through the wrought iron fence with the flowers in the background, and the depth of field that kind of blurred that flower image out and gave crispness to the ironwork, I thought was a really good composition. You saw some great paintings earlier, and I'm sure they're tricks in Photoshop that you can use for this effect. But this is just straight reflection on water, and I thought this one had a very nice painterly quality to it. You can see the little ripple on the left. I like to take my camera with me as many places as I can go. I will say that I did lose the camera in a canoe once, canoe accident with my wife. But being able to kind of capture moments that you come upon. This shot was taken at the Military Through the Ages down at Jamestown. Great event to go to. This is kind of the quintessential still life shot, but it was totally found there. Somebody had set up their stuff there. We're preparing dinner. This one was a shot of opportunity. When I took this shot, I thought I was getting a picture of my son walking by on a camp out, and you know, early in the morning with the sunrise coming up through the trees. What I actually got was the angel of death with the flaming destruction behind him. This particular shot, I knew I wasn't going to be able to get a good shot out of this. It was, you know, the lighting was just too low, and I didn't have tripod or camera settings. So I basically experimented with it and spun the zoom on the lens as it was a long shutter exposure, and took a bunch of those and got some neat shots out of it. The next series that I'm going to go through is a series that I did basically looking at taking pictures of buildings, but pictures that are composed within the camera frame. so that they're actually, compositions, artistic compositions, rather than photographs of pieces of buildings. I really like this one because even though at first look on this one, it looks very linear, very straight, very controlled. But if you look closely at the details of it, nothing is straight in this shot. It's all crooked and misaligned and everything. And again, another example of kind of focusing in on a piece of a structure rather than getting a shot of the classic well shot. I thought the textures and the overlay of the shadows on this one with the tripart composition was great. No photographer is worth their salt without the quintessential spiral staircase shot, and this is one of mine. I always like to kind of find them, but this one was just a great spiral stair on a field trip to Walter's Art Gallery in Baltimore. And if you ever get a chance to go, you should go. It's great. Now this shot is the exact same stair taken looking from the bottom up, and it's just a rather than the straight round dome above this, it was set up on an oval, and just absolutely gorgeous. And this shot, again, one of those interesting shots. If you have more than 20 seconds to look at this, what I really like about this is the power plant building reflected in the Baltimore Aquarium, and if you have time, you start looking at it, you can start seeing the building that's behind the glass on the inside. So that's it, and thanks for listening.